Everyone's coming to say hello.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Everyone's coming to say hello. Maybe what we should do if we're gonna sit is we should say hi to the doggies first for like,
And then hit record.
Well, like, yeah, like let them know here we are. Hey, because I haven't seen Levi at all today. This is my first time seeing Levi, and nope. Okay.
Okay, good girl.
Good job. All done.
Hey.
Everyone's just so excited.
They are.
Everyone is just so excited.
Hey.
Oh.
It's a perfect weather day for humans, but it's probably pretty toasty for them.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous day.
Hey.
Oh, they can't see you, Kinsley. Maybe see your head. I'm petting her belly.
Oh, I wonder why she's just standing there.
She's getting belly rubs, so she's happy.
I got my fingers in your ears. Oh, you like that? Oh.
He does love his ears rubbed.
He does. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
It is, what day is today?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I don't even know anymore. It's a nice, beautiful Tuesday day.
It is, it is.
I had planned on focusing 100% on the house after doing morning chores. But that didn't work out. And that seems to be the theme of the house, is like, I just can't get enough time on the house. There's always, something.
Something always comes up.
Something always comes up. So I get like 2 to 5 hours on the house as opposed to a good solid 8 hours a day. Anyway, it was good. It was a good distraction though, because the tractor.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Excuse me.
The tractor. I apologize that I haven't made a tractor video yet, but
oh my goodness.
But I can't. This is ridiculous. Because some of the parts that I needed, some of the adapter pieces that I needed, didn't arrive, and so I can't use the tractor in its full capacity. Therefore, I can't make a video on the tractor.
Yeah.
And for the last week, Levi, you just need to get down. No, I don't. No.
All done.
Just silliness. Our guard dogs, everybody.
Yep. We trained them right.
All right, everybody just.
I have no doubt they would guard us.
Oh, they would definitely guard us. There's no doubt about that. All right, so for over a week now, I have been trying to get in touch with the salesperson that sold the tractor to us, and I got nowhere with that. And so finally, I raised a very large stink yesterday to the manufacturer of the tractor, and basically got in touch with the regional sales manager for the giant territory that they service, and told them what the issues I was having, some of the things that weren't working on the tractor that should have been working. And I got a call this morning from the regional sales manager saying that the service technician, the field service technician, is actually about an hour away from me. Should he send him out so he can help me with the functions that's not working?
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. Great. So it took the guy about 2 hours, because he was actually coming from Alabama. And he was in the area.
A little farther.
And he came out, and we went through some of the issues I was having with the tractor, some of the functions that weren't working, that were supposed to be working. He got them resolved, got them fixed. He showed me all of the stuff about the tractor that the salesperson didn't show me, that didn't really know about it. And so now I'm in much better shape. One of the parts that I needed, one of the adapters that I needed, he thought that he had a spare he was going to give to me, but it turned out his spare was broken, so he couldn't give that to me. So I'm still working with the sales company, the company that sold it to me. Their customer service rep reached out to me after, yeah. And so he's taking care of the other issues that are still remaining, including returning some parts, getting some parts.
It's just been a whole ordeal of what we ordered either came incomplete.
Yes.
And it was all drop shipped. So it's not like we've got it all in separate deliveries.
Yeah.
So it's as we get it, we're realizing, oh, that's not right, or oh, that's not what we ordered, or it's just been very frustrating.
It has been frustrating.
At first I was like, oh, we don't need the forks right away, but man, I'm glad we have the forks because that's really the only thing we can use right now.
Yeah.
It's just been a hole.
It's been a thing. So a little disappointed on the sales company side, but
Not the tractor side.
extremely impressed by everybody that works for the tractor company. They have been outstanding. So anyway, so that was about 3 hours of my morning. Well worth it. And then I was able to continue working on the house, and that south sill plate and floor joist, south wall, I'm about 3/4 of the way done on it. The hardest part got put in today, and I was drilling my concrete screws, wear my mask, and are drilling the concrete holes, and the drill bit, the 3 that I have, they're just toast. They're very dull, so they're not doing anything. So
That's too bad.
I get to go to Lowe's.
Yay! We made it one whole day.
We really,
We made it a day. Monday we did not go to Lowe's. We went Sunday.
yep.
Oh, we didn't go Saturday either. Maybe maybe we've made it to an every other day thing.
Yeah, it's. I think they should just move the store to.
Yeah, they should just. We can give them an acre.
Yeah.
We'll just give them an acre.
Yep. Exactly.
It'd be much more convenient.
Yeah. So go to Lowe's. There's a couple little things I need to get. I might try to think about other things I may need. I don't know.
That would be nice.
But I do that all the time. Like I think, okay, well, this is all I need, and then nope.
The very next day you're like, nope.
Nope, I need something else.
Yep.
I even went through all of my drill bits that I brought from the 62nd house in Portland, and went through all of my stuff, and
Yeah.
I just don't have one.
Okay.
So it is what it is.
Yep. Yeah, we had, let's see, I mowed last night.
Yeah, looks nice.
Mowed over kind of, you probably can't see it, over this area, just to kind of clean it up a little bit so the chickens have more area to scratch around. Mowed behind the coops over there, the metal vevers. And then we had pulled, so we had all the broody hens. The Brahma mama, she hatched 2 eggs successfully, 2 eggs not successfully. And so I pulled the 3 remaining eggs. And what I mean by that is she hatched 2, and then I think it was about 2 or 3 days later, another one started to pip, but she was concentrating on the babies and no longer sitting on the eggs. And unfortunately, they hatched overnight, and so they were not alive when we found them, which is really unfortunate. It happens sometimes with broody hens if the dates aren't close enough. And we had tried really hard to mark them and to make sure that other hens weren't laying in there, but I knew that there might be 1 or 2 that would hatch a few days later, but I thought it was close enough. Well, we had one of the eggs hatch out last night, this morning. At 1 in the morning, it was pipping. I went to check on it, make sure the humidity was good, because it's in there with a bunch of eggs that shouldn't be hatching
in the incubator.
In the incubator for at least another week.
Oh man, oh no.
And so I was like, man, and so this poor little baby's all by itself. So
I was trying to think where we have a little mirror.
Yeah.
Or something we can
well,
put
when
in
we
there.
When we go to Lowe's,
okay.
I can
you
grab one
with me?
I'll grab one at the Dollar Tree.
Are you coming with me?
I'll come with
Oh,
you.
yay.
Yay. Yay, Lowe's trip. And then to this point, I'm just like, what do you need? And then go down to the different aisles. We're pretty much, there's like 5 main aisles. We know pretty well the store really, really good. We try to go to the same one all the time too, because then it's just easier.
I was texting with a friend last night about, we were talking about how Lowe's is like our second home. And he's like, yeah, he goes, it's bad when everybody recognizes you when you walk into the store. And he goes, it's not because of our YouTube channel. He goes, it's because I'm at Lowe's
all the time.
Exactly. He said, yeah, the store manager knows our name.
Yeah.
And in fact, since Lowe's, they wear the red vests. anytime we're out with Kinsley, anytime she walks past somebody with a red shirt on, she thinks she's going to get a treat.
Yeah.
Even if we're not at Lowe's.
Yep.
It's just a red shirt. Oh,
she
treat.
recognizes it.
Yeah.
She
So,
hasn't quite gotten the veterans, the ones that that work there that have the camouflage vest. She hasn't quite figured that out because it's not as frequent, at least at the one. Usually there's one or two that we see on a regular basis, but we see them, you know, maybe a handful of times that we go. But there's one lady that she absolutely loves, and when she sees her, she just pulls me straight to her. And Kinsley doesn't typically pull. She's very well trained on the leash, but it's pretty funny. She loves that place, so she gets super excited. And then
she does.
Yeah, so we've got goose eggs and duck eggs and chicken eggs all in the incubator, and they're all at different times.
Yeah.
And
we have no idea when the duck eggs are even going to be due.
Or if they're viable,
Yeah, no
if
clue.
they were fertilized. I mean, it was a wild duck.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if we like duck. I like eating duck. I don't know that I've ever thought I would raise ducks.
I've never raised a duck. I've eaten duck. I like duck.
Yeah.
I think duck is good.
I don't know if I've had duck eggs before, though.
I haven't, but your friend that we were at the auction with, she said that she likes duck eggs
She
better than
prefers
chicken
them.
eggs.
Yeah.
So we can if we hatch some ducks and we can get some duck eggs for eating, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I don't know how often duck lays egg. If they're like geese, I'm having some of this. If they're like geese and they only do it periodically.
It's like, I think, when I was trying to do a little bit of research on them, because it's like, you know, Nate just throws eggs in the incubator, and I'm like, I guess I'll figure out.
Once. I've done it once.
You've done it more than once. You've done it 3 times.
Okay, tell me.
Blue and Coach.
I'll give you that one.
3 times
Okay,
with
that's
them.
2 so far. No,
You did 3 batches of them.
2 batches of them.
2 that I had no idea about, and 1
So
I
I've
knew
done it
about.
4 times, you're saying?
Yeah. But it's been mostly the same. The ducks were kind of a surprise. I know nothing about hatching ducks.
Nope, me
it
neither.
can't be that hard. So I'm rotating. Right now they're on the bottom tray because my incubator was already full.
Yeah. You have to start
The timing.
candling the ones that are up there so you can start.
I already have.
Oh no. So all of those are viable?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep. It was a very good selection of eggs.
Wow.
Yeah, they were all viable. I went
Roosters are getting busy.
I went through and I thinned the ones, you know, because the salmon faverolles, it used to be 10 to 1, now it's 5 to 1. So
Yeah. So those are.
So those were, out of the 44, only 5 weren't viable.
Oh wow.
And I was expecting it to be a lot less than that. So we're gonna have a lot of salmon faverolles. Because I think I only have 4 that are sold. So we'll have quite a few more, which is great because I've had a lot of people requesting them. And then I just got a request yesterday for some cochins, and Mama was laying. Oh, that's where I was going with the broody hens. We stopped after the Brahma, but the cochins, they're really, really close to hatching. So I was hopeful that they'd be like starting to pip within the next day so we could have a friend for the little Brahma. But they were sitting on, there was 2 of them, and I didn't realize that the hens were still laying because the 2 cochins take up the entire nesting box.
Yeah.
Like there's nowhere else for a bird to lay, but I'm guessing they're going in there somehow, scooching in and laying, because they were laying on, I kept 39 of the eggs that were viable and in different stages of fertilization. I pulled 24. So
Oh.
they were sitting on almost 60 eggs, 40, 60, oh my gosh.
Wow. And
It
you
was a
couldn't
lot.
tell because they were so.
Yeah, you couldn't
so
tell.
poofed out.
And they were all warm. They were doing a great job, but when it gets to that point and other chickens are going into lay, they start breaking the eggs, and then it gets foul, like because the heat of the bodies, and if there's a yolk, and it starts to stink. We had that happen with the barnyard mix. And so that was another one, the barnyard mix. I have 2 again, couldn't tell that others were laying underneath them, same thing, except I ended up, most of them were not viable because I've got some really young hens in there that he's not mating with yet. And I kind of knew that, so it was easy to pick out the ones that were fertilized and which ones weren't. So we've got various stages of that. And then our incubator, it should be next week. I should have my my incubator ones start hatching. I think they're at about 15 or 16 days right now. That's great.
That's great.
So it's not horribly off, but by the time they hatch, the little Brahma will have been by itself probably for like 4 days, 5 days.
The Brahma that's in there now by itself? Oh,
Yeah.
That's good, Kinsley. Good job. Here, come over here and lay down.
We debated putting it back under Mama, but its siblings
Just too old.
are like a week old at this point, and so the size difference, we were more nervous that the siblings would pick on it rather than the Mama.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to risk it, not after the goose, and
Yeah.
so we'll figure out a mirror or
So
something.
when I put the single baby Brahma in her brooder this morning, the one that I made up, obviously dipped its beak in water, and then I came back like 30 minutes later, and I was just holding it, just kind of giving it some attention, and I was like, I wonder if it knows to eat, because there's kibble in there, or not kibble,
Yeah, it's the crumble.
crumble, not kibble, crumble in there. And so I was taking the crumble and picking up and then dropping it and making tick, 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 tick. I was just going tick, 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 tick,
It's gonna be like, Mom!
tick, tick, tick. And eventually went over there and started eating it. And then I'd put it in my hand and it would just eat it from my hand, and I thought I had it to eat.
Good job. Yeah, I was going through the eggs on the bottom thinking those Brahma eggs weren't gonna hatch, and I was candling them, getting ready to toss them, and I hear beep, 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 and literally it's in my hand, and when it starts to pip, and I
Wow.
was like, oh, you.
Wow.
So it
But
was
you think it's a roux?
I think it's a rooster, yeah. I'm starting, like with the dark Brahmas, I'm starting to get a really good sense of the coloring when they're first hatched, which is great, makes it a lot easier, so I can, do female or male orders rather than straight run. And then all of the rest of mine are, I think, old enough to start sexing, the ones that from the last batch, so I'll be able to start listing in groups or in singles.
This afternoon, after the field rep for the tractor was gone, after he left, I just kind of made some rounds. It was so cute because Mama Goose and little Gosling,
so cute.
they're so adorable. They were sitting out bathing in the sun. Or basking in the sun. They were just laying there, and little Gosling was just like this. And as soon as he saw me, he's like, "Oh no, go run!" But it was so cute, just sitting there out there in the sun by the water. It was just adorable. So, and the grasses. You notice how much grass they've eaten?
Yeah, they've eaten a lot. We're
Yeah,
gonna end
we'll
up
have to
having
move
to move them.
Yeah.
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 Which will be interesting. It shouldn't be too bad because we should be able to just, it's this way. Maybe we can move it this way.
Yeah. Or just extend the length of it
Yeah.
or something. But
Because the way we did it with, not T-post, but we did it with step-in posts. So it'd be very, very flexible and very easy to move around just in case. So
yeah, it's the PVC coated chicken wire
yeah, that we
used. The stuff that we got from the Ava
from
Tuin.
the Vever coops that we didn't
Bever coops, yeah.
that we didn't use. We only used it on the roof.
Yep.
We wanted to use hardware cloth around the edges because obviously predators and stuff, we want to give them a little bit more. Fun fact,
Yeah.
Chinese goose. That's what we got. Chinese brown is what the little baby is. And they are weeder geese. So you can put them in your garden and they'll eat the weeds, not the plants.
Wow.
As long as it's established. You can't do it with little
Oh, yeah.
seedlings.
Yeah, that makes
They get
sense.
confused between it. But I was like, that's cool. And they can be guard geese, and they're known to be good egg layers also.
So let's give one to your mom.
She does not want a goose.
Well, she didn't want a duck.
Yeah.
And I convinced her that she should have got a duck. I'm pretty certain when I was telling her over the video, she's like, yeah, you're right, Nate.
No, I think she would die with the amount of poop that geese poop.
Fertilizer.
Yeah, but
You had a fertilized garden. You'd have a weed-free garden.
no,
You'd have to
just
feed it.
no. Yeah.
No. Okay. Listen.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's-
All right, Donna. Don't get it. Don't get it.
No.
Don't get a goose.
I'm done trying to convince my mom to get animals. I tried my
didn't work your entire-
my entire life. The first animal I was able to get, well, I take that back. We kept a kitten that was born in our garage. It was our neighbor's cat, had babies in our garage. We were able to keep that. We had him growing up most our entire lives. And that was the only animal that ever stayed long term. I mean, we had parakeets every once in a while and stuff, but kids, they get bored with, other projects,
I'll
other
feed
things.
it every day. I'll change the litter box
I'll do
every
it. And
day.
then it's like
And
after
then,
a week, you're like, yeah, I'm done. So my mom's like, no, I'm not taking care of these animals for you. So the first animal I got was a dog. Probably the week I moved out and got my own place, I think the first thing I did, probably even before furniture shopping, was
Dog
Humane
shopping.
Society, going to pick myself up a dog. And then I have not been without a dog
since.
So since I was 17 years old, I have not ever a moment in my life been without a dog.
Well.
Yeah, most of the time it's been at least 2 or 3, but yeah.
Yeah, we grew up with dogs all the time, dogs and cats, so we always had them. But when I moved out, I got a dog from the Humane Society. Got the wrong breed of dog.
Yeah.
It was a blue heeler Australian Shepherd mix, and I lived in an apartment complex. Not a good combination.
Yeah.
So that didn't go well. So after, the dog's name was Cosmo Kraemer, Seinfeld. Okay, for those that, yeah. After Cosmo went away, I didn't have a dog for a very long time. It's just too much. Because apartment living with dogs and single and all, it's just, nah.
Was mine the next ones?
No, because
you got another one,
because
okay.
I had a dog when I lived in, I got rid of Cosmo at that point. Yeah, you were the next one. Yeah, I didn't have a dog between Cosmo and then Ellie, your dog.
Yeah, Nods and Ellie. Yeah, when we first started dating, he hated all the dog hair.
Yeah.
Dogs weren't even allowed in his car, so anytime the dogs were coming with us, I had to take my car.
Dog. Yeah, it was the cat hair and the dog hair. Yeah.
It just drove him crazy because at that time I had 2 dogs and 3 cats when we met.
Yeah.
And, it was
lizards.
Fun. Oh yeah, and I had bearded dragons and yeah. And fish. Did I still? No, I don't think I had fish at that point. I think I had just downsized my fish.
I don't think you had fish.
Because the house before that, he would have hated. I had snakes, and I had 22 reptiles, and I had 2 of my snakes were over 6 feet long, and I had tortoises, and then I had a 500-gallon fish tank, and then my bearded dragon, Stuart, he saw the hexagon. It was those big, huge hexagons that you see at like the pet stores that they house the chinchillas or the parakeets in. I had 2 of those because I worked at pet stores, and when we remodeled, I was able to take them. So I've always been that very much like rescuing animal person, and working at a pet store when people just dump animals off constantly. If we couldn't find it a home, I lived 2 blocks behind the pet store, so they just knew to bring them to me, and I had room for them, and I just cared for them, and then would rehabilitate them and then rehome them. So at any given time, I might have empty tanks, or I may have, surplus. I think that was my highest, was like about 22 different reptiles.
That's crazy.
It was insane. It got to the point where I was like, okay guys, anyone else want to help with the reptiles? This is a lot.
Me and 500-gallon fish tanks don't mix.
No.
No. So the story is when my mom was dating my stepfather, before his stepfather, they started dating, and it was the very first time that she brought me and my brother over to meet him. And we apparently got into a little mischievousness, whatever.
A little rumbunctious.
Yeah, and outside, we were playing in the front yard, and we found some matches, and we set the guy's front yard on fire. I think I have this right. I know we set it on fire, and so they called the fire department, and they had to put it out. And I think it was the same day. She's like, "Well, you guys can't go play outside now, so you guys need to stay inside." And the house was basically, you could run around the house just the way that it was laid out. It was just kind of a circle, and he was still working on the house. And he had this huge 500-gallon fish tank full of fish. And we were running, and I tripped, and my head went through the 500-gallon fish tank, and it all drained out, all of the fish, all of the water, down into the basement. Yeah, and my mom was just... I'm pretty certain I know those two things did happen. I'm pretty certain they happened on the same day.
I'm surprised he wasn't like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, but no, he hung in there. He hung in there, so... Yeah, so me and 500-gallon fish tanks.
That's crazy because the glass on those things is pretty significant.
Yep.
That would have had to have hurt.
Yep. It was, I mean, I don't remember going through it, but I know that happened, and it's the story. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had one mishap where I had a huge plecostomus, the bottom suckers, and he was only in a 75, but he was swimming around and hit the heater or something, and it cracked the glass just enough.
Oh.
Well, it happened when I was sleeping at night, and I didn't realize it because there was a rug underneath it, so I didn't hear it dripping. And when I woke up in the morning, there was only this much water left in the tank, and it had gone all the way through. And of course, I was on the second story, and it had gone all the way through, down my stairs, all the way to my first floor, through my hardwood floors, down into my basement. Oh, that was awful.
Did the plecostomus live?
He did.
Yeah. How big was it?
He was about that big. He was, my friend Jeannie had given him to me. She had him for probably 10 years. And then I had him for another good 5 or 6. And then I ended up selling him to a fish store because he just got so big. And it's just like, I couldn't,
Yeah.
It's just like, I need somebody has to have a pond or something huge for him because he was so big.
Those things are cool. We had a plecostomus, and it got big, but it wasn't like your size big, but it was a big guy.
Yeah,
and it started off really small, and it's just
they get big.
And then you're watching them go
And they're
clean
sucking
all
on the
the
side.
algae and stuff. Yeah,
And then they're
spitting out the rocks.
They're big poop trails. Yeah, they create just as much as they clean. So it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Anywho.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to Lowe's. Oh, you're coming with me. We're gonna go to Lowe's, and we're gonna pick up some stuff and get some treats.
Get a little mirror.
Get a mirror. And I'm going to finish that wall tomorrow. I really just I'm so done with this.
No, you're not.
No,
you're gonna finish it.
No, I'm going to finish it. I'm not done with it, but I'm just done. It's taking forever, and it drives me nuts how long it's taking me. Somebody made a comment on on the last video, the one we put out on Sunday. There's a rude comment, but it hurt because it's true. He goes, "Well, I'll check back in 6 months to see if you're done with the floor yet." Oh, that's true. It's like, geez, this is taking forever.
Yeah, but there's a lot of hidden things that are being fixed along the way.
Yep.
That weren't in the initial plan.
No.
It'll be clean. It'll be sturdy. It'll be safe.
Yep. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing it, but man. All right, let's go to Lowe's.
All right.
You guys stay. We'll be back tomorrow. Hang around if you want to. Watch the black screen until we get back. 24 hours.
You're so weird.
Yep. Goodbye.
Bye.